Is my boss going to replace me with a robot? Yes. Yes. Your boss is going to replace you with a robot.
All right, I'll play. I'm the boss, and I'll play along and think about replacing myself with a robot. I'm interested, but I have a couple things. One's a hang up, and one's a I have to think about it some more. So the first thing that is a concern is I would want the robot not hackable. So how do we make that happen? And what I mean by that is I don't want to have an external company's robot in my place that has to remotely be maintained, dealt with, connected to, because I don't want anybody hacking that robot and then having the robot take me out with a mealworm tray. And I'm going to need a robot that can physically lift 50-pound bags routinely, that can physically move around heavier things. It's going to need to be able to balance stuff. It feels like it's going to be empowered to do the physical things necessary to take me out. So how do we create that locally where it's not going to be controllable external to that building and can't leave the building either? Like, how do we ensure that? The second thing is more of a kind of coping with capitalism. I don't know. Maybe that's anyway. It's a thought process here. So what I'm thinking about is myself and a part-time employee. I'm okay with replacing myself with the robot and paying myself. If I replace her with a robot and I'm paying her, is that awkward? If she's because in theory, let's pretend that robot replaces all the manual labor in the farm. And we don't have to be in there doing that anymore. I could still pay her and I, right? Huh. Something feels awkward there, and it's probably because I've grew up in capitalism and it's telling me that you have to earn your pay, right? But if I think about that selfishly about me, what that allows me to do is to do other things that I enjoy, like figure out how to do the soldier fly larva testing and other things that I want to do, and build processes and build a system of food waste collection at a small scale that is functional. It frees me up to do other things. That same thing could happen with her, right? And then it becomes that's just an adjustment to a completely different thing. Huh. That's something to think about. I don't know. I'll let my subconscious ruminate on that a little bit. But yeah, how do we get the robot to not hurt us and not get hacked? I'm not concerned about like somebody thieving after we train it, like somebody connecting in and thieving that, and like I'm not worried about that. I'm just more worried about somebody being able to adjust that thing to take me out. Yeah. So it's my current thoughts as the boss replacing myself in the future, because at some point, like, this could be beneficial. I could hurt my back, right? My mom was in a wheelchair, and so she could control this robot and do things that physically she wouldn't have been able to do if she was still alive. So like, there are benefits. I'm just getting older, right? I'll hurt something at some point, or if I get sick or, whatever. There's that aspect of it. I think the other, I guess, number 3 is dealing with, like, that farm helps me mentally. Helps me to, like, turn off and rest my brain by doing manual labor. It helps me. I've lost a lot of weight since I've been doing this full time. My physical health is way better. And so I feel like I need to balance that somehow. And I don't have very good discipline. Like, I'm not a gym person. I tried going to the gym and it didn't work. And so, like, I have to go over there and do those things every day, because if I don't, then there is no business. But if there's a robot over there doing it, and I don't have to do it, then I'm just going to not be healthy again. How do I tackle that one? Yeah. I think that's all I'm going to ramble on about for now. It's something to think about.